Welcome to TSS Automotive, your go-to destination for rare classics, muscle car legends, and automotive history brought to life. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most debated and mythologized names in American car culture, the 1958 Pontiac GTO dump. A car that sparks curiosity, confusion, and controversy. So sit tight, because what you're about to hear might change the way you think about muscle car origins. Let's start with what most car enthusiasts already know. The Pontiac GTO officially made its debut in 1964, marketed as the first true muscle car and intermediate-size car with a big engine built for performance. But here's where it gets interesting. Whispers of a so-called 1958 Pontiac GTO dump have circulated among collectors and gearheads for decades. While no official record of a 1958 GTO exists in factory catalogs, some claim a limited number were custom-built, possibly as dealer experiments or special orders. This has led to an underground legend that keeps resurfacing. The name dump associated with the 1958 GTO comes from a variety of sources. Some claim it's due to the chopped rear end or modified trunk lines used in certain experimental builds. Others believe it's a slang term, coined by early hot rodders to describe its brutal acceleration and raw, no-frills power delivery, like being dumped back into your seat when you hit the throttle. Whether the term is rooted in fact or folklore, one thing is clear: the 1958 GTO dump has carved out a space in automotive myth. Now, let's talk about the car that likely inspired this legend. In 1958, Pontiac introduced the Bonneville and Chieftain models with aggressive styling, big chrome bumpers, and, most notably, the 370 cubic inch V8 engine. Some of these came with tri-power carburetor setups, which meant 3 two-barrel carbs working together for increased horsepower. These engines were capable of producing up to 330 horsepower, a serious number for the time. Although it wasn't branded as a GTO, this combination of a mid-size frame with a performance-focused engine closely mirrors what the GTO would eventually become. There are a few known custom builds from that era where enthusiasts took a 1958 Pontiac chassis and installed upgraded engines, modified suspensions, and even custom bodywork to mimic what would later be known as muscle cars. Some claim these builds were dealer-sponsored, others say they were private builds that gained attention. A few rare black and white photos and grainy drag strip footage show cars with badges removed, lowered stances, and non-standard exhausts, all fueling the GTO dump story. But as of today, there's still no verified van registry or factory build sheet confirming a GTO in 1958. The influence of these early custom Pontiacs can't be denied. By the early 60s, Pontiac's engineers, led by John DeLorean, were already pushing GM's rules in dropping big block engines into smaller A-body platforms. The lessons from the 1958 customs, whether they were real or just influential in the community, helped spark the idea that became the production GTO. What's also fascinating is the cultural backdrop of the late 1950s. Post-war America was shifting. Youth culture was exploding, and cars became a major form of self-expression. The rise of drag racing, both legal and underground, meant young drivers were hungry for power. Cars like the 1958 Pontiac, with optional high-output V8s, became perfect candidates for performance tweaks. Whether or not the GTO dump was an official project, it fit perfectly into the era's spirit of speed and rebellion. Over the years, a few restored examples have surfaced at car shows, often labeled as 1958 Pontiac GTO by their owners, though experts remain divided. Some of these cars feature custom GTO badging, lowered suspensions, side-mounted exhausts, and modified interiors. Are these accurate restorations of mythical originals, or simply tributes built decades later? The mystery adds to the appeal. For collectors, the idea of owning a 1958 GTO dump is like owning a piece of automotive folklore. Whether it's real, imagined, or somewhere in between, It's a symbol of the do-it-yourself spirit that powered the muscle car movement. It represents the blurred line between factory performance and garage innovation, and that's what makes it so compelling. As time goes on, the legend continues to evolve. Some automotive historians are still digging through old dealership records and sales slips, hoping to find definitive proof. Until then, the 1958 Pontiac GTO dump remains one of the most intriguing mysteries in car history, a ghost of performance past that refuses to be forgotten. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts or stories about rare Pontiacs or custom builds from the 1950s. We're always looking for new legends to explore here on TSS Automotive, where passion meets horsepower and the past drives the future.